not simply something we do one-on-one, but something that has systemic implications and can inform our entire cultural way of being. Compassion is something that we can easily act on individually. We can demonstrate openness, give people respect, and treat people with kindness on our own. But we need one another to achieve equity and justice. The larger community and collective responsibility. That's what I learned about in my childhood book, Courageous Women. My mother was born in 1919, a year before women won the right to vote. Perhaps having older parents gave me a different sense of history, as well as an enhanced understanding that history is important. In 1972, when I was 13, Shirley Chisholm ran for national office. I paid attention. Here was history in the making. She was paving the way for African American people and women of all races to be presidential candidates. Here she is. I grew up to have a close friend who not only voted for Shirley Chisholm, but was a delegate. And it is not surprising that Chisholm made an appearance in my writing, Art, a novel of revolution, love, and marriage. It is fiction, but definitely autobiographical when I wrote of my character. 5 years ago, Grace was watching the nightly news when Walter Cronkite announced that Shirley Chisholm, an African-American congresswoman from New York, was running for the Democratic nomination for president against the incumbent Richard Milhouse Nixon. Grace was just 13 in 1972, but she remembered thinking things would be different. She didn't think she'd ever run for president, but if Shirley Chisholm could, maybe girls could do anything. I voted as soon as I was able to. When I moved to Germantown in my early 20s, I was proud to stand in line with my neighbors, most of them African-American men and women. We were doing what was demanded of us. Voting is not just a right. It is a responsibility. Around that time, I came out as a lesbian. One of my favorite t-shirts was a black shirt with a pink triangle on it with black letters on the triangle that read. First, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out, because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. This widely known poem was written by Pastor Martin Niemöller about the cowardice of German intellectuals in Nazi Germany. My t-shirt was lost in some long ago laundromat, but its sentiment stayed with me. I could have done without the rocks being hurled through our bedroom window or the numerous instances of workplace harassment, but being a lesbian has given me some first-hand knowledge of oppression. For one thing, it may in fact be natural to respond to hatred with hatred, but it is not necessarily healthy or productive. I have not evolved to the point where, as it says in the New Testament in Matthew, but I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. But I do think there might be something to that. I also learned that we have more in common than we may think, and it is very important for us to stick together. Civic duty and collective responsibility is certainly a big part of that. Ecclesiastes in the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Old Testament states in part, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Now it is up to us. It is our time. We have one vote, one voice. Think about your one vote and the difference it can make. It's time to be counted.